Saturday on XPlay. 5 of the year's biggest games on one show. Watch out for spikes in Prince of Persia. Do the victory dance in SOCOM 2. And make some noise with True Crime Streets of LA.
Oh, it's dim sum time.
I like Kung Pao. It's game time. Warning! Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb may be hazardous to your health.
There's some truth to that. You should see our parents. Welcome to XPlay.
Today, we have 5 of the year's biggest games, and all of them are really, really good.
Now, are you excited yet?
I am.
Good. If not, you should be. Now, why should they be?
Because we have SOCOM 2,
Call of Duty,
True Crime, Streets of LA,
Top Spin, which is perhaps the best tennis game ever made.
And we kick it all off with what is arguably the biggest multi-platform game of the year, Prince of Persia.
Now, does it live up to all the hype? Because there's been a lot of hype, heaps of hype. Yeah, hell yeah, it lives up to it. Here's a review of Prince of Persia.
The Prince of Persia franchise is ridiculously old. Well, not that old. Prior to release of Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, the series had almost become irrelevant. But much like a meteor strike reminds us that there's something else out there, this is one title that will restore your faith in action games. He plays the son of the king of Persia. When the prince becomes separated from his army, he stumbles upon a magical item called the Dagger of Time. When the king decides to take the spoils of war to an ally, all hell breaks loose. Literally. Some gift, huh? It's up to the prince to reseal the Sands of Time and return the kingdom to normal, but he won't do it alone.
This is your doing.
I saw my father turn to sand.
Much like in Eco for the PlayStation 2, the prince will have to guide his female cohort Farah around the levels. They'll even work together to overcome puzzles. Speaking of puzzles, this game is chock full of them. In fact, once you get the hang of the combat, each room becomes one gigantic puzzle. The prince's combat abilities are unmatched. Move over, babe. There's a new Sultan to swat. What's most impressive is how you can take on multiple enemies at once without missing a beat. Hold on a second. Let's see that again. In addition to being a savvy pugilist, the prince has more moves than Kasparov. The Dagger of Time also comes in quite handy. You can use it to rewind time and give yourself another chance at success. It can also freeze enemies to give you a chance to mop them up. Having problems figuring out what to do? Dagger Trigger Premonitions can help with that. While it's not an especially long game, each version of Prince of Persia comes complete with a full version of the older games. Here's Prince of Persia 2 hidden in the Xbox version. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time is one of those games that manages to bring an old series into 3D with style. It captures the feel of the originals while being original at the same time. Most importantly, it's one of those games that actually lets you play through the coolest parts instead of just sitting and watching. We give this modern-day classic a time-warping 5 out of 5.
Give it to me.
Okay, one of the other great things about Prince of Persia is the way that the game weaves the story seamlessly into the gameplay. And that spares you from wading through endless cutscene and cutscene and cutscene.
Yes, and you know what? The game looks fantastic on any platform, so there's really no excuse for you not to get it. You know, if you spent your money on an overhyped game like Castlevania Lament of Innocence, you can use the sands of time to return it and buy Prince of Persia instead.
There's a lot of games I want to return now. Okay, if one game getting a perfect score in the show isn't enough for you, your expectations are way too high.
Yeah.
But hey, we're still going to exceed them today.
Yes, right now we have Call of Duty on the PC, and it's one of those rare first-person shooters that makes you feel like you're living history. If history took place in your computer and was made of polygons, and you know you could fight Nazis in a sitting position, and it was...
Stop. Here's a review of Call of Duty.
Sequels. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. But nothing tops the big one, World War II. Of course, there's been a lot of games based on that seminal conflict, and some of those games have been sequels, but nothing compares to Call of Duty. The game as you play as an American, British, and a Russian soldier in several famous locales in the war. But you've seen all that before. What's different here is that you are not alone. You have buddies. No longer are you a one-man Nazi-killing machine like in Medal of Honor. Here, the emphasis is on the intensity of combat. Your fellow soldiers really do their job and offer covering fire as well as running ahead to discover if there's danger. Thanks, guy. If you don't keep pace with them, enough said. What this means is that there can be more enemies than normal, which means there's a lot of bullets flying. The result is the most amazing combat ever in a game. You'll enter an exchange of fire unaware of where it's actually coming from, and then you'll try to contain your panic. I'm not too good at controlling anything, especially panic. Where? Oh, over here. Oh, fire! Shoot! Is that a cinder block? No, it's a minefield! This is most evident in the first Russian level in Stalingrad. It's at the same time both horrifying and exhilarating. Though the capper may be this Jeep chase, the excitement and confusion in this sequence make it one of the best moments in gaming, period.
What?
Yes, I mean that. The game is actually so intense that it's difficult to play for more than an hour. That's not too bad because the game is short, very short. But it's so amazing that it's hard to imagine you won't go back to playthrough sequences again. There is multiplayer that offers the standard modes, plus a few others, but the value of admission is in the single player. Despite its length, it's worth every single penny. Not for the faint of heart, this is a must-play for any action fan. A 5 out of 5.
Trust me, you ain't seen nothing yet.
The AI in this one is pretty flawless.
And that's the AI for both your enemies and for your teammates. It's amazing. I mean, this game is one of the most thrilling games I've ever played. There's a lot of times where I just had to hit the escape button and just pause and appreciate the fact that the design is just amazing. So go
take
go
a breather because we're getting really anxious. Stick around. When we come back, more of the year's big games.
And later, a game with Snoop Dizzle.
Was Dizzle?
I don't know what I said either.
Coming up, take it to the courts in Topspin. Once again, they snap, crackle, and pop at the interns, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Well, mostly we snap at them.
But it's rhythmic, syncopated. Nah, we just berate them all the time. Welcome back to X-Play.
We've returned with a tennis game whose online component is so addictive that many of our staffers have been lobbing and volleying nonstop.
It's been kind of weird to watch. Plus, those tennis sweatbands on your arm, they're very fashionable now. All the cool kids are wearing them, and I'm not.
And the game is Top Spin for the Xbox.
And it has Anna Kournikova. She's pretty. And she's not very good at tennis. But that's okay.
Great. Great. Here's our review of Top Spin.
It's hard to make a bad tennis video game. After all, tennis games go all the way back to Pong. Still, it's rare to find a truly great tennis game. Search no longer. Microsoft's Top Spin is a blistering overhand smash. There are 16 male tennis stars to choose from and an equal number of female stars. No doubt many of you will be lined to Miss Kournikova, although the clear choice here is Mr. Sampras. Don't look for names like Andre Agassi or the Williams sisters, though. The pro lineup is strangely lacking in big-name players. Luckily, playing as the real-life pros isn't the big draw of Top Spin. The career mode is the heart of the single-player game. Here you can create your own tennis pro and take him or her on a journey to the big leagues.
Players who do well here often go on to greater success in the pro tournament.
Unfortunately, the weird DNA system Top Spin uses for creation is sort of random. I tried to make Adam, but I ended up with something that looked more like Kirk Douglas's mutant cousin. Oh well, at least his forehand has some kick to it. You can train your player in various skills and tennis masteries. The customization helps personalize the career characters, but the training sessions are a bit lacking. Most are extremely simple target games that don't really improve your skills much. Feels like busy work. I hate busy work. Mutant Adam seems easier to please. What really gives Top Spin longevity is the Xbox Live Play. You can take your created player and hit the online leagues, building a ranking and reputation. Playing against a human is infinitely more enjoyable than playing the computer, and some of the matches can get really heated. What can I say? The crowd loves me. The attitude feature also lets you taunt your opponents or berate your teammates as you see fit. Yeah, that's what I said. Bring it. It's already been brought in. I did notice that there's a distinct lack of players in the online women's leagues. Come on, people. Top Spin needs women. Top Spin may lack the depth of a hardcore tennis sim, but it strikes a good balance between reality and fun. Even if you've never picked up a racket in your life, try a match or two, and you'll be hooked. A 4 out of 5.
Here's our review of SOCOM 2.
Now let's be honest. A big part of what made SOCOM so popular was that you could swear at friends and strangers alike with the included headset.
Damn it, you suck! I can't believe you're on my team!
SOCOM 2 fixes nearly everything that was wrong with the original. There are anti-cheating measures, more maps, a better single player, and more online games. But this is still a broadband-only game, so all you 56Kers should get ready to settle into the single-player mode, where you have to deal with a smooshed head guy. You get 12 new missions, but the basic mechanics of the game are unchanged. You issue orders via menus or the headset, and you follow waypaths to objectives. Yeah, aren't squad-based tactical shooters fun?
Commander, you must locate the informant. Call sign Mallard.
There are also new advantages to stealth. If you kill your enemies undetected, there will be fewer reinforcements to knock you around later on. On the other hand, if you make a mess of things, it's gonna be harder down the road. There have been improvements in your supporting team. Boomer, aka the walking target, is gone, and Jester, his replacement, is actually worth keeping. Of course, the single-player game, even revamped, is just a concession to those who can't play online 24/7. Navy SEALs are social creatures after all. The two new online modes are Breach and Escort. In Breach, one team defends a base against an assault. In Escort, you lead a string of sitting duck VIPs to safety. Ooh, you can do a victory dance. Oh, I'm sorry, that was immature. Okay, one more time. Damn. There's a new online ranking system that supports searching matches by player skill, so the newbie doesn't get pummeled as soon as he spawns. New friends and ignore lists make finding and avoiding players much easier, while live lobby chat over the headset builds a healthy bit of community.
We gotta win this motherfucker. Alright, bitch.
Little drive-by dance. Rather than getting a full-fledged facelift, the game has received a few graphic upgrades but is far from a visual stunner. The new touches are nice, but the graphics are one area where SOCOM can't yet compete with its tactical PC cousins. Nevertheless, the simple fact is that there's no other shooter on the PS2 that can stand up to SOCOM 2. It gets a 4 out of 5. Okay, one more time.
If you buy SOCOM 2 and you don't already own a headset, you're going to have to buy one separately.
No, you can play the game without a headset.
Oh, yes, but it's a very quiet experience, and you miss out on all that deep online SOCOM chatter.
Yeah, cover my right flank. No, my other right.
No, it's more like, stop shooting the beep, hostages, beep, 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 beep.
Up next, parents love a game that lets you fight strippers. It's True Crime Streets of LA. Once again, two people united by fear of their fan base, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
We do not fear our fans. Most of them. Welcome back to XPlay.
We wind down today's show with yet another game that hopes to inherit Grand Theft Auto's freeform crown, True Crime Streets of LA.
But anyone who thinks this is nothing more than some GTA clone is wrong. It has supernatural elements, the ability to slow time, kung fu fighting, and some of the best voice acting ever.
Yes, it's got the voices of Christopher Walken, Michael Madsen, Gary Oldman, Michelle Rodriguez, and one very famous rapper.
Really?
For shizzle.
Here's a review of True Crime Streets of LA.
Yo, tough guy. Over here.
You make big mistake.
Welcome to the world of True Crime Streets of LA. An action title that plays like Grand Theft Auto from a cop's point of view, with a healthy dose of kung fu added to the mix. True Crime offers freeform gameplay throughout a huge, accurate map of Los Angeles. It's a beautiful recreation of the ugliest city in the world.
Rambo, eh?
No, Nick Kang.
As road cop Nick Kang, you'll drive, shoot, and fight your way through the crime-infested city. All the while brandishing your dual pistolas.
Double the pleasure, double the fun. If you got enough ammo there.
The story is an excellent send-up of standard action movie fare.
You screw up this time, Kang, and I'll have your badge, capiche?
Sounds like a line from a bad video game.
And offers branching paths and numerous endings based on your behavior.
Dragon dropkick.
And whether you're a good cop or a bad one, there's plenty of random street crime to keep you busy.
Police, get out of the way!
Another plus is your ability to slow time to pinpoint targets, fire non-lethal shots to contribute to your cop karma, and blow out offending gas tanks.
Buckle up for safety.
And you've got to love a game with objectives like these. Fight strippers. Fight S&M freaks. And fight General Kim. His name is Kim. There's also an unlockable bonus that allows you to play as none other than Snoop Doggy Dogg.
This is the Snoop Dizzle, in pursuit of another dumbass mother.
Oops, sorry Snoop. True Crime even manages to work in a jab at rival GTA developer Rockstar. On the downside, the controls are awkward and it takes a long time to get used to them.
Damn, would you just die already?
Also, the game is far too short.
More.
Most players will be able to finish in a day. And the end result is buggy, with characters passing through solid objects and plenty of random freezes. Oh well, you can't save them all. Still, the game makes up for its shortcomings with a sharp sense of humor and excellent voice acting.
Oh, it's dim sum time.
You think you're this good, huh? Let's see about that.
It has the guy who played Lo Pan in Big Trouble in Little China.
Damn, why do I always have this effect on women?
Ultimately, despite its flaws, we give True Crime Streets of LA a pistol-packing 4 out of 5.
Here comes the lead enema.
And so I leave you with more of the wit and wisdom of Snoop D.O. Double G.
Get the f out of here.
You bring it back.
What kind of dumbass just let someone take their shit?
Now, if the developers had just waited a little bit longer, this would have been a surefire 5 out of 5.
Yes, now developers, we understand about the fourth quarter, but for the love of all that is holy, just take the time to fix the bugs.
Game testers, do your jobs. Thank you.
And if you'd like to read full reviews of any of the games you saw today, visit our website.
TechTV.com/XPlay.
Very good.
Go there now.
Good
Oh, these
night.
games were good.
They were.